Hi guys, Steve Allen with Timewalker Toys and Collectibles here today. We would like to share with you a new arrival. The Imperial Probe Droid from Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. We've been waiting for this one for quite a while. It's a really neat piece. As you can see, it comes in a rather large box. It's not too terribly heavy, but it is somewhat oversized. So be mindful of that when you're ordering. Let's take a look at the box here real quick. We've got a nice attractive black frame around the picture of the probe droid. Pretty much the same thing on the back. Without further ado, let's take a peek at what's inside. Alright, let's take a look. Ooh. Alright, well, first thing you'll notice right here on top is it does actually come with some assembly instructions. And it is somewhat helpful in noticing where the arms go into place. There are actually numbers on the item itself etched in the plastic that correspond to a number on each arm. That makes it easy. What they don't tell you, I'll get into this a little bit later, is how you activate the battery so that you can control the light up function and the sound chip as well. But we'll get to that here in just a minute. Let's take a look at the individual pieces. We've got looks like a series of 5 different arms that go on to the bottom of the probe droid. We've got the support bar so that he can float along the Hoth landscape. The display stand itself. Let's go ahead and pull this out and we can take a look at it. It actually comes in 2 parts, each one wrapped in plastic. Having problems with tape sticking in my fingers. Get rid of that. And so we have a larger support base, and my guess is this could be done either way. But you can take the bar, stick it all the way through, and then attach the bar into the bottom display piece. Like so. And it is pretty solid once you put it in. Okay, so we'll get back to that in a minute. Now, the head of the probe droid is very attractive. It has a lot of a weathering effect, and it looks like it's really seen some use over the years. To get to the electronics on the inside, you spin the top like so, pull it off like this. Be very careful with the antenna, and they're rather long on the inside, but these are adjustable so that you can adjust the 2 antenna either side, up or down, as you see fit. Let's set that off to the side for the moment. And you'll notice inside there is some electronic bits, and they have put a tab in the battery compartment. You pull the plastic tab out. This one's a pretty easy one to get to. The one in the lower case is not quite so easy, but you pull the tab out and then your battery is activated, and this gives you the ability to press this button for the light, a bright blue light, and then a bright yellow light, and so on. A lot of the eyes on the outside of the head rotate, which is a really cool feature. A lot of engineering has gone into this thing. The larger eye rotates, and then individual eyes rotate as well. So there's an enormous amount of craftsmanship that has gone into this thing, and it really looks spectacular. One of the interesting things about this is in the film, It's difficult to tell just how big this thing is. But as we go along here, you'll see, at least in terms of 1/6 scale, how large this is in comparison to a 6-foot human being. Let's set this aside for the moment and get out the lower, I guess you would call it the torso portion of the probe droid. Now this is going to be difficult to show you on camera, but inside, right in here, is a battery, a big battery that has a plastic bit that keeps the battery from making contact with the electronics. It's really difficult to pull out without pulling the battery out, and if you do, you'll be able to slip the battery back in pretty easily. But you'll probably have to get a pair of needle nose to pull that plastic piece out so that the battery makes contact. Once you do that, you get this really nifty sound that's straight out of the movie. Love that. The button is on the outside here next to a couple of oval shaped pieces. One has red on one end or the other. And I think that's the only, yeah, it's unique in that it's right next to the oval bit with the red on two sides. So, all right then. So the best thing to do here at this point is to go ahead and attach the head to the torso. Let's go ahead and put our head plate back on. A couple tabs on either side, and they are of a different size. So one tab is a little bit larger than the other. So make sure you line that up properly. Pop it back down and give it a little twist to the counterclockwise. And so I've already set the antenna about where I'd like them, but you can still move them once you get it back into the top of the head. And down below, let's attach the head to the torso. And again, your tabs are slightly different size, and you'll want to, no, actually in this case they're the same size, so it doesn't really matter. Slip it in there, give it a nice turn so that it's solid. We're good to go. And it's time to attach the legs. We'll start off as they start off with number 1. Number 1 is one of the longest legs, and the numbers, of course we can't capture this on film, but the numbers are actually inscribed into the bottom of the probe droid, and number 1 is right here next to the mic for the audio chip. The legs have sort of a tension sprue on the end here, so once you slip it in, you can slip it back out, but it'll be in there pretty snug. And so of course we don't want to start off with number 5, we want number 1. It is a different size. Number 1 is which one here? Number 1 is actually the smaller one. 3, 4, and 1. All right, here's number 1. And it actually does go into a hole that's a little bit smaller than some of the others, but a little bit of pressure, slips in pretty easy. And you can adjust the armature of the arm. It has a little piston, so you can make some adjustments there. Be careful about this. These are some fragile pieces, but if you're careful, you should be okay. Okay, so once you have all of the appendages attached to the bottom of the torso of the probe droid, you're ready to put it on its stand. like so. Well, there you have it, folks. The Imperial Probe Droid in all its glory. It stands an impressive 19 inches tall, for those of you that want to put it into a display case. It comes with a great weathering job, an electronic eye, some other electronic parts, including the wonderful sound chip from the movie. This is the first in a series of 3 other Hoth figures that Sideshow is producing: Hoth Han, Hoth Luke, and the Deluxe Tauntaun. All of these can be found at Timewalker Toys and Collectibles, your trusted source in 1/6 collecting since 2003. Thanks for watching.